One of the most important steps in trading is risk management, which I believe you know already. But most importantly, you must understand that trading will not make you rich overnight. It just doesn't work like that. And that's because it takes quite some time to gain a level of mastery in the craft. But before then, I will give you 3 free steps that you can use to trade on the market anytime, any day. And I will show you everything practically live right now, completely for free. And now, step 1, you must not betray your trend. So if we should check out our XAUSD chart, also known as our gold, what can we notice here? We're having a first and second touch. If we should map out this, what do we notice? We notice that the chart is pushing towards the top. Okay, if we should use these 2 touches here again, what do we notice? It's pushing towards the top. If we should map it out from this zone again, what do we notice? It's pushing up to the top. So anyhow we map out this chart is actually pushing towards the top, and it has been like that for months and months, right? So what does that mean? It means that any trade I'm going to be taking on my XAUSD chart must be based on buys only. No sells, just buys only. And that's for step 1. Now for step 2, you must try to detect specific chart formation. No rush, just gradual analysis. And if you check through the market now, what can we see around this range? First, we detected that the market is pushing towards the top. That's our very first formation. We can see that the market is pushing towards the top. Now, number 2, we can see that the market hit a zone here, what we call a resistance. After hitting this, we notice that the market pushed above it, right? And then if we look at this spot again before that, what do we notice? This became a resistance, it pushed above it, and then it kept pushing towards the top. Similar stuff occurred here, it pushed above it, and then it kept pushing towards the top. Now, if we should map out the zone again, similar stuff occurred there, it kept pushing towards the top. Right now, what do we know? We know that anytime a resistance occurs in the market, it plays around, breaks the resistance, and it keeps pushing towards the top. Next, we need to look at an immediate chart formation, which is actually right here, right? You can literally see it. So what do we notice? We notice that the chart pushed towards the top massively, just like this. After which, what do we notice? It kept playing around like this. You can see it was dropping towards the zone, and then it kept dropping again. If we should map out a trend line like that, you notice something like this pushing towards the top, and then after that it dropped down like this, and after that it dropped down like this. Now, what do we call a formation like this? We call this a bullish flag, right? Meaning that immediately as a formation is completed like this, what we're expecting is a breakout at the top, which already occurred here, by the way. And then after that, what are we expecting? A push towards the top. So what have we done now? We've successfully identified the first formation. The chart is pushing towards the top. Number 2, we notice that it's always breaking all our resistance level, meaning that it's still pushing towards the top. It's not stagnant. Number 3, we are actually identifying a major chart structure around the zone. Push towards the top and start dropping down here. We capture this and we discover that this is actually a bullish flag, meaning that this chart we just keep pushing towards the top. And then that becomes our step 2. Now, our step 3, you must follow proper risk management. Now, when we talk about proper risk management, we're talking about 3:1 or at least 2:1. That way, even if your stop loss is hit at any point in time, you can easily recover back. And so, having seen that all of our formations has been completed, as step 1 is done, as step 2 is done, as step 3, we're applying proper risk management. So what can we do now? Let's storm into this trade, right? So what can I just do? I want to use my 0.1. I'll just use 0.1, and then I'll go into my first trade, my second trade there. I'll just go into 2 trades for the meantime of 0.1. Okay, let me just add 1 more trade. I'm still very safe because my free margin is still about $2,300, meaning that I'm still very, very safe. Now, the reason why I can't go into so many trades starting now, even though my capital is well enough, is because I have to wait for this chart to push out from this region first, right? Because you can see some rejection candlesticks still around the zone, right? Immediately after pushing out from around the zone, I can then apply maybe like 10% margin, and then I'm good to go. We're actually having some drawdown now. This is just roughly about $150, right? So that's why it's always good for you to stock into more trades after it has left your region of entry, right? So for the meantime, it still just starts dropping down, and now we're running just about minus $150, right? That's what we're having now, just around this range here. You can literally just see this. And then for our stop loss, I'm just targeting just around the zone here, right? I'm targeting just around the zone here. And then for take profit, we can just keep holding until we get maybe anything like a bearish engulfing pattern and the rest, and we can zoom off the trade, right? But for the meantime, I just want to add in maybe just one more trade of 0.2. 0.2. I'll just add one more trade of 0.2 for the meantime, and if it drops again further before my stop loss, I can add maybe 1 or 2 more trades again, because I still have more than enough free margin, right? Remember, we're trying to use proper risk management here. The chart kept dropping and then it hit a support level. That's a basic support level around the zone here. You can easily just see where we are having some kind of like a build up around the zone, right? And instantly we got a form of a rejection. Now it's not up to our stop loss yet, but then it gave us some form of rejection there. So because of that, I want to add maybe just 2 more trades, 1, 2 of 0.2. We can notice that the chart already pushed above our region now, just our region of resistance here. I remember what has been happening on our regions of resistance after detecting it, right? It breaks above our region of resistance, it pushes towards the top, breaks the region, pushes towards the top. And then what do we notice now? It has broken above it again now, right? So what can I do? I can easily stock into some trades now. I just want to use maybe just one trade of 1 lot there and maybe another trade there. Now, by the way, this trade, I'm not trading alone. This trade was actually dropped in a private channel already, and after it moves a little bit, it will also be shared in a free channel, right? So if you rush down to a free channel, we're just running just about 5.3k, right? So that's what we're running, 5.3k of profit, right? And our equity is just around 7.7k, right? Which is actually very clean. Now, by the way, just like I already told you, this trade was shared in a private channel, and then after some time was also shared in a free channel, right? So that every single person can cash out. So that if you rush down to a free channel now, you should actually find this this particular trade there. You should find this exact trade there. Okay, guys. So now what can we do now? I guess we can easily just zoom off this trade. Now, I wanted to hold this trade until we get maybe like a bearish engulfing, but there's really no point holding this trade for long because that's already hit a crazy resistance level just around the zone. So what we should expect should be a retracement first towards the bottom before it continues pushing towards the top. Because of that, I would just want to zoom up the trade now. So this is what we're having currently, guys, just about $7,700, which is actually very smooth, which is actually very clean. And if you're new to this YouTube channel, just remember to hit on the subscribe button, hit the like button, and also remember to turn on your notification bell so you don't miss any videos I'll be dropping out from this place. So bye from you guys, I'm Mr. P. Peace.